This is Sai Fanindra from SQL School. I assure you complete caretaking classes, lovely classes, trust me. We are going to start from the scratch, from the root, making it interesting and colorful. Let's understand what is database first, why database. We'll slowly understand what is SQL, why SQL, what is Azure, and why Azure. This particular short intro class is for SQL plus data engineering combo. We are into Microsoft SQL Server TSQL queries number 1 and data engineer number 3. Applicable certification. Applicable certification. Data engineer DP203. DP203. If you combine with Power BI PL300, it results in DP500. Maybe 6 months down the line, 1 year down the line, 2 years down the line, it becomes DP600 Fabric. DP600 is a new certification from Microsoft for Fabric, Microsoft Fabric. That needs DP500. That needs DP203. We are into DP203 certification orientation right from day one. Well, getting certified or not is a separate story. Good to acquire those skills. Let's understand slowly what is database first, what is SQL next, what is Azure, and what is data engineer. We are into 1.5 in our SQL School Microsoft courses menu. 1.5, a nice journey, chemistry. Really, it's not a history class, it's a chemistry class. I mean it, a nice 10 weeks journey plus project work. Project you may opt to do along with the course, or you may do it after the course. It's up to you. We are into 1,5. 1 first, 5 next. What is 1? What are these terms? Let's understand from scratch carefully what is database, what is SQL, what we are going to learn in our 10 weeks journey, yellow comma dark or yellow comma black, 1,5. 1,5. Here it is. We'll come to this screen and another detailed screen next. To step into these items, let's start with database, a platform to store any type of data, any amount of data, no restrictions. A platform to store any type of data, any amount of data, no restrictions at all. Then we should get a question immediately. Sai, why you are storing it in database? Why don't we store it in a file? A PDF, an Excel, a AVRO, or a Parquet, or a CSV, or JSON. Or very recently, Microsoft came with a new file format called protbuf, PROTBUF for ChatGPT. All ChatGPT items are from protbuf, PROTBUF, part of our data engineering course. Now, why don't we store data in those file system? Why to go for database? Simple answer. Come on. You store your username and password in an Excel file. You send me the file, I can see the content. Or I store my bank login password in a flat file or Excel file, and I happen to attach it on email along with the class notes by mistake. You happily see the content. Where is the security? There comes database to store any type of data. Trust me, any type means here, right from our QR codes, WhatsApp QR code, to our mobile barcode. Anything, everything, database is the boss. To work with Excel, you need MS Office or Kingston K Office or Samsung Office. Some office you require to locally operate on Excel. To operate with databases, we need something called DBMS. I said something because I assume we are very new. We are all very new. Let's learn together. DBMS, Database Management System. It's a software. Very first class, we need to install the software. Simple, straightforward concept. To store, secure, manage databases. What is that again? We work with databases day and night in our classes, at our job work. To operate on database, we require a software called DBMS. To store, secure, manage databases. Different companies came with different brands. Microsoft SQL Server, IBM DB2, MySQL. Initially, MySQL used to be a separate company. Later, Oracle acquired MySQL, Sybase, Ingress, so on. We are into Microsoft SQL Server. Reason? Cheaper, easy to use, friendly technical support and free updates. Updates mean support with extra items. Like update means like new software updates we say, right? WhatsApp, Facebook, they keep updated. The apps get updated with new features. Same way our SQL server gets updated with new features free of cost. Part of our course, major portion of our course, cloud, a remote storage. So this is about database, a platform to store any type of data, any amount of data. Then what is DBMS? Let's make it simple. DBMS is your house. Databases are the rooms. That's it. Why this comparison? Yes, there is a reason for it. Remember, there are different types of databases. Our house has different rooms. Living room, store room, right? Living room, store room. Our house has different databases. Now, our house has different types of rooms. Same way, our SQLs or house also has different types of databases. Remember that. And there we are, our actual course. Different types of databases, remember. What are the different types of databases? Yes, here it is. Let me make it simple and straight. On my screen, any enterprise level BI platform, we have living room, store room, living room, store room, and the transport system is called ETL, extract, transform, load. Various data sources. Day and night, we keep playing with our web. We submit lot of forms. We use lot of apps. We use lot of websites. Upload so many files. At the end of the day, data would be stored in the living room OLTP initially. Later point of time, end of the day, end of the week, end of the month, or end of quarter, end of financial year, data would be moved to warehouse, godown, history, storeroom, and reporting starts. Past data analysis, future predictions, accurate predictions. Our data engineering is this one, this particular item. warehouse. Okay, in this way. This is our data engineering. What about others? Power BI, reporting, machine learning, data science, etc. All these come here. We are going to start with database first. We spent 3 weeks on database concepts, 500 plus queries. Please mark my words, 500 plus queries. Number game, number is important. Everyday assignments. For our goodness, right? For our learning sake. For our happy, interested learning. I need your support. It's not a college class. It's not a university class. It's our school. My mom is a strict English teacher. Really, my mom is an English teacher. My experience, wherever I go, I actually changed 3 schools. And everywhere I see English teachers, very, very strict, very cautious. We used to feel they are strict. But later we realized, no, they are not strict. They are cautious. We are cautious. Let's do our duty carefully. Let's be very cautious in our learning process. I mean to say, friends, let's make sure in our live classes we're interactive. Every example, repeat, then doubts clarification. Again, next example, then repeat, then doubts clarification for our actual live classes. Of course, now it is an introduction class, one-man show. I'm talking about the technical classes from the next session itself. We are going to start with databases first. Slowly step into data warehouse next. To store cold means old inactive data. I repeat again. What's our actual requirement? Very simple and straight. Our requirement, we need to work with something called databases. Okay, we need to work with something called databases. What kind of databases? Live real-time data, remember, to start with. Then slowly step into data warehouse. So database is a platform to store any type of data, any amount of data, nicely structured, carefully secured. So database is our room, living room, store room. Living room, OLTP, store room, data warehouse, and from living room to store room, the transport system is called ETL. Various data sources, files. Assume, for example, friends, a banking database, okay, a banking environment. Savings account, salary account, current account, your company's account, our loan account, or whatever, say PAN, TAN, SSN, or Aadhaar, whatever you submit, upload the files, proofs, right? You submit them. Say KYC, okay? Something like know your customer, KYC. So salary account, savings account, current account, loan account, KYC forms, everything through transport system, the valet parking service to warehouse. These green items are our actual course. The green items. That is data engineering. I repeat again. All these green items is our data engineering course. Plus reporting becomes BI. This is the end-to-end implementation plan. Please make sure we have these diagrams with us. This is what we need to implement practically. So as a data engineer, let's come to the point now. As a data engineer, our main job role is data warehouse, storeroom. Our main job role is to work with data extraction, orchestration. Orchestration means lift, shift, turn, mash up the data. We say mashing. Mashing up means like getting the data one below the other, one beside the other, or truncate we call, cut unwanted data, or format the required data. Then clean, transform, storage, security, and optimizations. This is our actual data engineering activities. So in this process of data engineering, what we do? Yes, we need to start with data factory, data lake, data bricks, PySpark, Synapse, so on, big data technologies. To make it more simple and straight, in our data engineering, it involves various big data platform components. We are going to start from Azure fundamentals, slowly step into Azure big data activities, Azure warehouse, Azure engineering, Azure IoT, etc. as part of DP203 examination guidance. So subject is bit vast. Let's admit the fact. Need your support. I need your support. Definitely, you'll come back to us, come back to me later in future. After 1 year, 2 year, 3 years down the line, you will definitely come back for upgrade. I mean to say, friends, our rapport works. We are going to start from the scratch in Azure, right from Azure fundamentals, Azure databases, but we cannot right away start with Azure database. There are certain dependencies and there are certain basic activities we should be aware of before we step into Azure engineering components. In Azure, we need to learn about, I said, ETL, data warehousing, and something called incremental loads, transformations, so on. Nice, colorful items. Detailed notes to be provided for every class. But before we step into Azure, yes, we need to have certain prerequisites. That is SQL. I repeat again, before we step into our core data engineering activities, we need to have the concept of SQL. This one. We are going to start from the basics of database first. Detailed content in our website to be sent on email anyway, to be sent on email during the very first class, or you may download from the website. Better to take 2 to 3 copies of the course curriculum, everyday notes to be provided upfront. If possible, get access to a printer. Take print copies of the notes before the class. Keep it handy. Write your observation notes. Let's involve, let's interact. Let's enjoy the things carefully together. Let's learn, love to learn together. I mean it. Subject is bit lengthy. All these yellow items are the prerequisites to step into data engineering. In our data engineering, we need to learn about something called upset. What is it? Upset. Before we get into data warehouse upset, we should know database upset. In data warehouse, we are going to learn about merge statements, rank functions, partitions, system procedures, system indexes, views, functions. Before we step into storeroom, we should be aware of the actual living room, the basics. Well, programming items are completely optional. Truly speaking, personally, I don't recommend anyone to step into programming for data engineering. Not really required at this moment. Need of the hour is important. Let's invest our valuable time in what we learn, what we need first. Yellow box enough to step into core complete data engineering full stack. I repeat once again, friends. I repeat once again. The yellow box is enough to step into the black box. I mean this one. 1, 5. So what is one? Database. A platform to store any type of data, any amount of data. What we learn in one? About 500 queries. What kind of queries? Right from data storage to data reporting. Complete. And I said 2, 3 not required. Why? Number 3, query tuning. Few concepts of query tuning are already in one. It's already there. And few more are in 5. Then why 3 is there? This is for developers, coding, programmers. Azure SQL concepts are already a part of 5. So, in case if you are planning for, these are not required. As per our curriculum, 1, 5 enough. Let's invest our time carefully. And next, for 1, what we do? To step into 1, we need to make sure we have Windows 8 or higher operating system. What is database? To recap, what is database? A platform to store any type of data, live, my living room, historical, my storeroom, any amount of data. What is SQL Server? My house, a database management system to manage and secure databases. Now the question comes, what is SQL? A communication platform to store any type of database. TSQL, Transact SQL. TSQL, Transact, a variant of SQL. A dialect of SQL, simply say variant. For Microsoft SQL Server databases, someone asked the difference between English and language. What you say? English is a type of language, right? Windows is a type of OS. Chrome is a type of browser. TSQL is a type of SQL. Participants from universities, colleges, remember, we were introduced luckily to SQL, not TSQL. This is different. And many people think TSQL means programming. Not at all. Transact SQL, TSQL has queries department, programming department, machine learning department, now very recently artificial intelligence AI departments operate. It's very vast. We are into queries, TSQL queries. Same TSQL we have, I forgot to list, management, administration department also. TSQL for DBAs. We are into TSQL queries, yellow box. And latest version of SQL Server as on date 2022. Installation, download information to be provided during our first class. And you please make sure you do the installations after you attend the first class. Windows 8 or higher required. And during the first class, we'll be installing second server as well, 2019. You may ask me, Sai, why we are installing 2 times? Is one not enough? No. For our course, it's not enough. For our course, one time installation is not enough. Reasons. Number 1, in our classes, first 3 weeks, we are going to take the yellow box, right? SQL Server basics, TSQL basics from scratch. There we come across something called remote joins. This is the actual course notes. Total 12 chapters, first 3 weeks. And here we are going to learn something called linked servers, remote joins, Excel analytics that require minimum 2 servers. Assume makemytrip.com or booking.com. Flights in one server, reservations in another server, mixing together common web report, or your MakeMyTrip or booking.com mobile app report. I mean, in real world, data would be splitting across multiple servers, multiple databases. So we need to go there from day one. We need 2 servers to be installed, part of our first class agenda. We need Windows 8 or higher operating system. 6 gig RAM is okay, but 8 gig RAM safe, minimum. 6 gig is okay. Various editions of iPhone Plus, Max, etc. Same way here, Max Plus and so on. Same way, different editions of our new friend SQL Server. Evaluation edition, 6 months trial. Developer edition, lifelong free. When we say lifelong free, there will be limitations, right? When we say 6 months trial, there will be more add-ons, more valuable inside. That's why it is limited trial. We are going to install both in our class and understand the differences. But in real world, we use enterprise server. What about this? Yes, for that, we have our online server. This one, friends. This is our actual lab plan on my screen. 2020 to 2019. Evaluation 6 months trial. Developer lifelong free. Your local computers. Our online server, a licensed server, 24/7. You use one browser, 3 websites, one tool, 3 servers. We need these configurations. Step-by-step detailed installation to be given. Day 1 of our class. After installation, you continue for the actual registrations. I prefer it. Because sometimes in case of any trouble installing the things, there should not be any hiccups once we start the course, right? We need it. Why to welcome the problems? No. Let's be safe. Make sure we do the configurations before we plan to proceed. And these things will take them separately anyway. Just let me make it simple and straight and wind up here. What is database again? A platform to store any type of data, any amount of data. And what is SQL Server? My house, your house, living room, store room, OLTP, data warehouse, or live data, historical data. Then we have SQL, a communication platform to operate on any database. Observe carefully. A communication platform to operate on any database, SQL. TSQL means a type of SQL, a variant of SQL. Remember, what is it again? A variant of SQL. So here we are going to start with SQL first. Once we have SQL, slowly we'll move on to transact SQL. Then after transact SQL concepts, then we shall proceed for the next item. We shall proceed for the next item, that is data engineering activities. Just in case, once again, to make it more clear for us, what we are going to learn? Firstly, all database concepts, yellow items. Though I say basics, they are all queries. Meaningful, useful queries, nice scenarios. E-commerce, Medicare, petrochemicals, nice scenario based activities here. Useful. Far away from books. Then comes core engineering. With this, we'll stop for now. Any clarifications, any questions, I will be available on my LinkedIn, my contact number, or our team. Any further questions, glad to assist.